Welcome to Blue Talks.
I am going to ask you to get involved in this speech because I might forget some of the acronyms that I'm going to use. So just be aware to listen carefully. I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity to be here at the University of Alberta on the Blue Talk stage. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, Tyler, for making this such an amazing experience. And thank you to all the wonderful speakers. I have learned and grown this weekend, and it's all because of you. So thank you so much for that. It was snowing sideways, and I was stuck. I was panicking. I was in this big SUV from Texas, newly arrived, big tires, big mistake. I was stuck in a snowbank. I couldn't move. Now, usually when I would stop in a parking lot or in the road with my tires spinning, it was because I would try to get away from an elephant crossing the road back in South Africa, where I'm from. This time, though, it was invisible, smug Canadian ice. I couldn't move. There was this knock on the window. Here's this teenager, ball cap, thin sweater in a snowstorm. Hi, I can help you. I noticed you're stuck. Really? He showed me how to move forward and back and forward and back, rocking the vehicle. And by golly, by molly, it worked. And there was grip on the tires, and I managed to get traction, and I moved out of my snowbank. It probably had my name on it. And then this kid looked at me as I was profusely thanking him for what he's done for me. And he said, "It's okay. It happens to a lot of people, even adults." Now, this taught me something. It taught me that to be a leader, we need three things. We need momentum, we need timing, and we need patience. Without those three, it's kind of tough to keep you cool, correct? And then that was also the slowly build of the foundation of what I call the Connect framework. As was mentioned earlier, it showed me what it means to survive in a new country. It showed me what it means to work with other people from across borders, people with different experience levels, people with different languages. I coach speakers and leaders and youth. And the one thing I learned is that Connect saved me. Those soft skills saved me because it became my lifeline. When I thought, I didn't know how to survive in a new country. I didn't know how to survive when I didn't quite understand the accents. It helps us lead through change with our humanity intact. Let's talk about the world we all want to lead in. Who here has heard or has not heard of artificial intelligence? You have never heard of artificial intelligence? And that's, yes, no hands should be up. But you know what? What I realized is that AI is powerful. It can simulate conversations. It can help you write books. It can make life so much easier. It can schedule for you. It can do your online banking. The one thing it cannot do, it cannot sense when there's sadness in your heart. It cannot sense when you're happy. And it definitely cannot sense when there's no trust or when trust is being built. Because AI, it's up to us to decide what we are going to do with it. McKinsey & Company, it's an organization that they have studies across different sectors. And one of the studies that they had done was to research artificial intelligence in manufacturing and operations. And they reckon that by about 2030, more than 800 million jobs worldwide will have been either automated or taken over by AI. That's a horrible, horrible statistic. But here's a good one. In case you were wondering, so where's the good news? By the same time, in 2030, jobs relating to collaboration, communication, and emotional intelligence, that will rise by 22%. In other words, we need to keep our humanity intact. And we can choose. Human leadership, is AI going to run the show? Are we going to be scared of AI? Or are we going to lead alongside AI? You decide what you would like to do. Because do we want AI to replace us? No. But we have to live with it. And we have to make the most of it. Our world is built on mobility. It's through the ages, people have crossed borders, they have moved around continents, they have gone to different parts of their own countries to start over. And these cross-border talents, whether it's in another country or your own country, they bring talents. They bring different perspectives. They reimagine ideas the way we might not always think of or dream of. They challenge our assumptions, and they see the patterns that we might miss. It isn't about modern disruption. It is the historical engine of progress. Skilled people across the world bring their perspectives. It's up to us to give them that opportunity, to accept that we could learn from them. And this brought me to the Connect framework that I've developed. It's my resilience model. It's something you can hold on when times get tough, and you can look at it and you can decide, what trait am I missing and can I work on? It does sound cool though, right? Connect? Yeah. It's also a cool acronym, right? Yeah. I want you to tell me, what is the first letter in Connect? It's for communication. And it's not about loud as much as we can. It is about the intention. It's about the way we give our message across to others. Leaders need to be able to bring their message across without sounding as if they are dictators. And that is communication, where we learn to do it not only at work, in the environment, but also everywhere we go in our everyday lives. What is the next letter? For open-mindedness. A leader will ask, well, what else might be true? And being open-minded means that you don't want to stop learning. You want to continue to be able to grow. And that does not mean to do what I did and try sushi at the gas station. Bad idea. Don't be that much open-minded. What is the next letter? N is for networking, the first N. And it's not about all these business cards we've been exchanging, and a lot of them will just go in the bottom drawer. Or we have all these connections on LinkedIn and we don't go further with it. It's not just those, and I do hope everyone will follow up on their connections this weekend, but it's also about the people who ground us, the people who are there for us. Don't forget that we continue to network with those who are important in our lives. When we become all smart and famous and you think you don't need them, you do, because they're the ones who are important. They are the ones that count. What is the next letter? N. The second N in connect. It's to nurture. We are in a society where we are burning out. We are fatigued. We are bombarded by wars and political strifes and negativity every single day. If we don't take care of ourselves, if we don't take care of the people in our lives, then what will be the result? We need to nurture each other, which is, to me, having that empathy, which AI can never do. AI isn't going to nurture us. It doesn't matter how good a conversation you have with Chatty. My ChatGPT is called Chatty. It doesn't matter how many conversations you have and how much fun you have. It's only simulated. What's the next letter? It's to explore. Leaders need to learn that by collaboration, by asking questions, by allowing someone else to give the answers and the ideas, that they could become better leaders through that. Now, when I just ended up in Texas, remember, North American English is different to South African English. I was at work, very staunch engineering company, and I went to the secretary to ask for a rubber. In North America, it's an eraser. I did not know that, and I was a little bit red-cheeked after that. So remember, explore with an open mind. What comes next, the next letter? Yes, it's for collaboration. Leaders they don't have to do this by themselves. They don't have to lead and expect everyone to follow them. They don't have to know it. By collaborating with others, by making sure that you discuss with each other, you help each other climb up that mountain together. Because guess what? If you help someone else getting up the mountain, what happens to you? You go with. You're not going to stay behind because you're helping them go to the top. And that is exactly what collaboration means. What is the last letter? T. T is to thrive. Thriving is all about growing with purpose. It's about making sure that you lead while you don't stop learning from others. That is the only way you can become a good leader. And now I'm going to ask you to do a quick gut check. Which one of these traits feel a little bit underused? Think about it. And then work on it. Because we as humans, we continue to grow. I would like to share a quote with you. This was by Eric Hoffer. He was a prominent thinker and philosopher, and he studied mass movement of humans across the world. He looked at the psychological parallels and in the different ideologies in human behaviors. So he knew humans quite well, and he never had any schooling. But what Mr. Hoffer said was this: in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned themselves are beautifully equipped to deal with the world that no longer exists. I said that slowly that you could take that in. The reasoning behind that, if we stop learning, if we stop growing, we are going to have the knowledge that we have obtained all the years before, but it's going to be about a world that's no longer exists. And as leaders, we know that the world is changing fast. We know that. The World Economic Forum suggests that in 5 years, only 5 years, 1 in 5 people across the globe is thinking of changing their jobs. But in the same token, they all realize they're not equipped to do so. To use the Connect framework, those traits is to build resilience, to be able to live in a world where change is non-stop. And it's such a fast pace that we have no idea where it's going to end, but it's up to us to retain our humanity and to be able to grow continuously so that we are not caught unawares. I have seen youth coming into the country where they created opportunities and started businesses at 14 years old from other countries. And then they would give opportunities to other kids. They start their entrepreneurial journeys young. I've also coached a young girl for a TEDx stage, which I managed to get her to a TEDx stage. It took me almost a year, by the way, to get this girl on the stage. But she had the audience on their feet. And you know why? Not because she shouted her message. She challenged the adults in the room, and she used her intention because she connected. That is what we want to do. We want to continue to connect. Immigrants across the world, when they go to a new country, they are experienced. They have the qualifications, they have the means to be able to work in that new country. They don't need charity. They need the opportunities, and they need the acceptance of the ones living in their host country. Now, I do still get stuck sometimes. Not in snow. I do get stuck in my head. And then I listen for a moment, and I hear that teen's voice saying, "It's okay. It happens to a lot of people, even adults." And I realize it's okay. It's okay to be stuck for a moment, give yourself the time, and then move on. Because the world will keep shifting. AI will continue to get advanced more and more and more. But at the end of the day, show up anyway. Lead anyway. connect anyway. The future doesn't need perfection. It needs presence. Because our future, your future, it's counting on you. Thank you, Edmonton.